Hello, friends. It's time for a class. Welcome to our, oh my goodness, Jenna Perkins. Thanks for liking the stream. Welcome to our Tarot Affirmations live webinar. We are live streaming on YouTube and multi-streaming to Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I Smile Emerald 247. I see you over on Instagram as well as right here on YouTube. So good to see all of you. This class came directly from our digital village. I don't know if it was a global tarot circle or a members only live stream. It was requested that we do a whole workshop on tarot affirmations. So Barbie, we will be developing affirmations today using tarot. So if you have a tarot deck and you have access to a tarot deck, grab it right now. If you don't, that's okay. If you're watching the replay, that's fabulous. We're going to learn a lot about tarot reading, tarot magic, and how affirmations work today. Nicola McKee, so good to see you. Come on back and watch the replay when you get a chance. Monkey, over on TikTok, we're not doing readings today. But if you have a tarot deck, hang on and learn. And even if you don't have a tarot deck, in the next hour, you will learn a lot about tarot, how tarot works, and how to use tarot magically. All right, so let's start. Let's start right now. Bishop the Cat, this is blasphemy. So what I've learned, the beauty of broadcasting on YouTube, both as I normally do and also vertical, is I don't think the vertical people have to subscribe in order to play. So they get to come on in and say whatever. How lovely is that? All right, let's keep going. It's all good. So we're going to start with what is an affirmation? And I have to say that when we talk about affirmations, the first thing that comes to my mind, and this really dates me, the first thing that comes to my mind is a Saturday Night Live repetitive skit. Right, Barbie. I can see the vertical people comments, but they don't come into the regular chat. Yeah, I'm just figuring it out how it all works because it's so new. It's cool. All right. So I always think about that recurrent Saturday Night Live skit from I think it's the 90s. It was Stuart Smalley, where he would look in the mirror and say, I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. And I feel like that was like making fun of affirmation culture back then, right? And thank you for subscribing. Sari V, thanks for subscribing. Really appreciate you. Glad that you're here. And if you're having a screen issue, I see Chrissy saying the screen froze. If you're having a screen issue, come check me out on Twitch or Instagram, or move on over to Vertical. I'm on TikTok. I'm on lots of places. So if where you're watching isn't working well, you can go elsewhere. That's why we multi-stream. It's a great thing. All right. So let's talk about what an affirmation is. Right, Barbie Bird, you remember that skit, right? Let's talk about what an affirmation is. Like at the time, I had an affirmation that I hung on my bathroom mirror that said, I enjoy perfect radiant health. But what was funny is it was like nicotine stained. right? Like I wasn't doing a lot at that time to help my perfect radiant health. And that kind of brings us to the concept that affirmations are great, but you've got to do the work too. So, what is an affirmation? Von Ray, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. What is an affirmation? An affirmation is a positive statement that can help us believe good things about ourselves, and can empower us to do what we need to do. From a psychological perspective, an affirmation teaches us to say positive things about ourselves rather than negative things, teaches us to focus on the things we want to focus on the things we really want to be doing and thinking about. And welcome to the people who are joining on Instagram. I see you there. Glad you're here. So a positive affirmation, an affirmation in psychology is a tool that we use to get out of negative thinking, to get out of imposter syndrome. Now, magically, affirmation has even more power, because when we affirm something spiritually, we're bringing it into being. We are speaking it into being. We are putting our energy and our imagination and our spirit behind it to bring it into being. So in magic, affirmation is everything that it is in psychology, plus some. So I'd love to hear from those of you who are here right now. Good question. And I'd love to hear everyone ring in on this. Martha Vink, so great to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Is there a difference between affirmation and trying to manifest something? I would say we use affirmation in the process of manifestation. And I would say that in this context, manifestation and magic are synonymous. Do you agree? Do you see it differently? No right or wrong answers here. Do you see it differently? And what would the difference be between a prayer and an affirmation? I would say that prayer comes into it. For example, and this is where magic comes into it too. I affirm that I am strong and healthy, which by the way is true. And my prayer is that I will continue to be so, right? But in manifestation, suppose I was looking for a new job and I affirmed that I have a new job that I do not have. That would be like a prayer or like magic, because I am seeing that new job before it is here. Okay, Barbie says, I think affirmations can help you put in the energy of what you're trying to manifest. Perfect. Isla on TikTok, good to see you. I believe that affirmations help you become the person you need to be to manifest the things you want. That's smart. And Barbie Bird said they can also be reminders, right? Affirmations are reminders. Affirmations are tools to help us be who we want to be. All good. Medium that rocks. Yes, you must affirm that you deserve the manifestation. Right. So the affirmation is about your belief. What is true now, what you want to be true in the future, what you believe can be true. Martha Vink, prayer is certainly trying to manifest something. Absolutely. Especially a prayer of petition. But even like if we're praying for forgiveness, we're still trying to manifest something, right? Absolutely. Okay, Betty Fleischer, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. And everyone, thanks to the members, thanks to the moderators. We appreciate all of you. Betty says, in a prayer, you're asking for something or thanking for something. Manifesting is feeling like you already have it. Right, and that is the key. With magic and manifestation, it is not, please bring me this. It's, I already have it in my mind's eye, So now let it be here, right? Isla, I feel like affirmations are internal and prayer is external and universal. So that's interesting because in this class, we are specifically going to be talking about tarot manifestation, which I think brings, or tarot affirmation, which I think brings that affirmation out of the internal and into the external, at least sometimes. It's a good point, and I like it. Okay, so medium that rocks, you mentioned The Secret. Okay, so give me a moment. You know, while like from an old lady perspective, I'm going to say The Secret was the 1990s version or the early 2000s version of creative visualization by Shakti Gawain, which was the earlier version of the Esther and Jerry Hicks, Abraham Law of Attraction. Hey, Eli Gomez, good to see you. Thanks for being here. So we're not doing readings right now. I'm not going to read for you. This is a class. We're not doing readings, but come back the next time I'm doing live stream readings, and I would love to do that. Right? So this idea that we can think, speak, visualize things into being has been repackaged and remarketed over and over and over and over again in ways that I don't think necessarily help us. And Martha, this is where I get stuck, not really believing that I can manifest the thing I'm desiring. And I think a lot of times that is because, and each time it gets repackaged, I think it gets worse and worse. Like The Secret, like looking at the necklace and then the necklace is on you. Go away, you mercenary little bitch. Or the law of attraction people saying that if you get cancer, it's because you manifested it and you must want to die. But Jerry Hicks himself died of cancer. Like, again, go the heck away, right? So I feel like every generation, there's going to be someone who makes a bunch of money off of this spiritual truth by packaging it in a way where it loses a lot of its value. And yet the spiritual truth remains. The spiritual truth of creative visualization, The Secret, law of attraction. And where did it all come from? The emerald tablet. It's hermetic. It comes from the hermetic emerald tablet. So we have to be careful about the packaging. And as Medium That Rocks says, you have to do the work. And what are we doing sitting here trying to manifest, great wealth? Like, if that's what you want to do is manifest great wealth, we're going to have a conversation about your moral compass. Really, really. Isla, I have to leave, but thank you for your wonderful words. I will definitely be tuning in more. Thank you so much. Medium That Rocks, right. At that point, you've missed the point. So yeah. And so Martha, I get stuck really believing I can manifest the thing I'm desiring. I know you. And I know the thing that you're desiring is probably a very reasonable thing. Like if you're manifesting something for yourself, it is not a mega yacht. I know that about you. And so recognizing, I would say believing, and from your perspective, it's going to be believing in the power of prayer and believing that the power of prayer is enhanced by your ability to see it and believe in it and believe that you deserve it. So that, yeah. And Medium That Rocks, but what you believe and say does create your future along with many other things. Like, yes, and, things happen that are completely outside of our control. And this is where the LOA people really don't like me. But it's true. I'm sorry. Try to control the weather. Try to control what the government is doing. You know, we do not control everything, no matter how much we believe it. And our future is impacted by things we do not control. And I think that we're disingenuous when we as teachers try to say, no, you can control every single thing, because no, you can't. No, you can't. Right, exactly, Ness. What is this? Not how to manifest winning the lottery? Yeah, no, exactly. Hey, Wendy Robeson, haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So yeah, we can create a lot. We can manifest healing. We can manifest the things that we need, if it's about resources, job, whatever. But there's a limitation there. And Martha says, maybe that's the problem, believing I deserve it. Yeah, I know you. I would say that probably is exactly the problem. And so that's where affirmation really comes in. So let's hop on over to CardCam, where you can see I have 3 different decks, because we're going to do a lot of different exercises and the different sizes. Right, Von Ray, I say the same. Some things are out of our control. Facts. Right, medium that rocks. A client who keeps meeting the wrong guys. I told her to make a list to understand what she really wants and doesn't want. Sure. That makes absolute sense. Right, Ness, people make a lot of money with that theme. Yes, quite disingenuously, I think. And so we're here to look at, where is the real spiritual value? Where is the real spiritual truth here? And I will tell you where I find it. Maybe you will find it here as well. All right, so we're going to start here with the big cards. And we're going to talk about the different ways that affirmation can help us through tarot. And let's start with this. Yeah, there's a lot here about being clear about what you want. Yeah. Although, you know, I'm going to say that very often God, Goddess, higher power knows what we want better than we do. And so I think it's good to leave room for this or better, right? This or more. It's good to it's good to leave room for that. Okay, so if you have decks, if you have a tarot deck, get out your tarot deck now, please. This is going to be an exercise in, hang on, I am also watching the Instagram chat today. Oh, Inner Healing Tarot, glad you watched the recording, very good. And the recording will be on YouTube. If you're not seeing the recording anywhere else, come on over to YouTube and find it there. All right, so good to see all of you. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. If you have a tarot deck, the question is, what affirmation do I need for today? Shuffle, pull one card, and turn it into, I don't care what card you get, turn it into a positive affirmation for yourself for today. Oh, that's beautiful, Medium That Rocks. I love that. Right. The highest and best, whatever the highest and best is. Isla, thanks for subscribing. Welcome. Yeah, that's perfect. So shuffle, ask for an affirmation, and pull one card. What I want you to do is put in the chat the card you got and the affirmation you made. If you do not have a deck, go ahead and say, I don't have a deck. And I'm not probably going to be able to get to everyone, but I will do my best to do a few. So if you have cards with you, you're going to pull one card. I'm going to do it for myself as an example. What is an affirmation that I need right now? Page of Wands. Today, I affirm that I am youthful and creative and constantly learning and growing. Perfect. Salim, thank you for the like. Appreciate you. Okay, so here we go. Martha, I don't have a deck handy. Okay, this is for Martha Vink. The star, and this goes right with what you were saying, dear Martha. Martha, today you must affirm that you are deserving of good things. There it is. There it is. Von Ray, you don't have your deck. Here we go. Von Ray, today you must affirm your ability to create a peaceful life for yourself. Okay, Ness, I'll do you next. Smile Soul 20. Ace of Wands reversed. I deserve to be treated fairly and loved for who I am as worthy. Yes, yes, that is how it is done. And when we do it in a group like this, we all affirm that with you. So as we say an affirmation, we all affirm this. This is beautiful. Christina, 7 of Pentacles. I am cultivating patience and perseverance, knowing that my efforts will yield abundant reward over time, so mote it be. Yes. Isla, 8 of Wands. Today I affirm that I am moving past stagnation, so mote it be. Barbie, 2 of Swords. I affirm I'm able to make decisions in difficult or confusing times. So good. Let me do a couple for people. Medium that rocks. You're the Fool. Today I affirm I am fearless and excited on my new journey. I love that for you. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Ness, Mediha Ness, an affirmation for you. Ness, you must affirm that your life will not always be so difficult. Seriously. All right. Belle, good to see you. I pulled Strength. Today I must affirm that I will find the strength to push through. Beautiful. Wendy Robeson, 9 of Wands. Not sure what to do with this. I would say affirm that you do not always have to be so vigilant. Peggy Lou, good to see you. 9 of Pentacles. Today I affirm I have security, independent wealth, and all that I need. Perfect. 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 All right. And that is how that is done. So do you see the power in that? Like, especially if you're looking for a daily tarot practice that is not predictive, to just go to the cards for an affirmation. Oh, you like that? You like that, Wendy? Cool. Cool. And do you see that this is a great exercise for interpreting tarot in context? That works out, like that's a great thing. That works really, really well. So it teaches you to interpret tarot in context, because the context is always what information, what affirmation can I make from this? And, okay, Belle, I see you saying the 9 of Wands, but I don't see what you're saying about it. Yeah. Hey, Lumen, good to see you. And Wendy, yes, I see that, how this would help me with learning tarot. It's a great way to learn the cards. It's a great way to learn interpretation in context. Single card readings. Oh, Belle, 9 of Wands. Today I affirm I will rest when I need to. That's a good one. Oh, Caroline, you pulled the Magician. Good to see you. What affirmation would you come up with for that? That's a good one. Rebecca, 5 of Wands. Today I affirm that I have a right and it is safe for me to stand up for myself if I'm being treated poorly. That's beautiful. Right, so we can see how this all goes. Now, let's move on. And let's talk about other kinds of affirmation that show up in tarot. And let's talk about the affirmation of identity. Oh, Isla, I love this practice. I just pulled again and got a reverse 6 of Pentacles. Finding the positive. I affirm that I am generous and help others. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. I love that. Yes. Very good. Very good. All right. So now let's talk about affirming identity. One thing I notice as a professional reader, but also in my own practice with the cards, I do notice that a big part of my job is to help people see themselves and to let people know that they are seen. Now, with the trans rights movement, we have come to understand how very important it is for people to have their identities affirmed. And I have seen tarot do this so substantially. Many of you have heard my high priestess story, where I was reading for a woman. I did not know her. I had no picture of her. We're just on the phone. I cannot see her. I know nothing about her. The first card up was the high priestess, and it just screamed at me that the most important thing for her was to lean into her femininity. She was a trans woman who was just starting to come out at work as trans. So that affirmation of identity was incredibly important and came up in the cards. So the cards help us affirm our identity. Now, this goes back okay, if you're cisgender, you're not going to have that need, but you're still going to need to be seen. The person who is always happy, who comes for a reading and their cards are like, oh man, you are suffering. They want to be seen. They need to be seen. Okay, more affirmations. Jenna, 6 of Swords. I affirm I'm strong enough to leave behind what holds me back. That is beautiful. I love that. So when we do a reading, one thing we're doing for people is affirming who they are and how they are. Oh, there it is, Caroline. This is your affirmation for the Magician, and I love it. I affirm witchcraft is within me. I can stir the air, and the spell remains. So beautiful. I love this. I love this. So now, let's look at how tarot might affirm our identity or what we are feeling right now. Who we are, how we are, or what we are feeling. Very often, when I'm doing a reading, one of the first things that I will do is just look at the cards and see who is this person? How is this person? And part of it is who they always are, and part of it is how they are right now. And so people need to be seen for who they are and how they are. And we need to see ourselves for who we are and how we are. So let me ask this. Okay, let's say this is a 3-card spread, no positions, no question. No positions, no question for a 25-year-old woman, cisgender woman, a 25-year-old cisgender woman. Hey, Febborn, Miss Magenta, Carolina, so nice to see you all over on Instagram. Okay, so we're reading for a 25-year-old cisgender woman. That's all we know about her. 3 cards. Oh, Nicola, love this. Thank you, thank you. 3 cards. No right or wrong answers. So, who is this person? What can you say about who they are and how they are right this minute? Let's give them some more cards. Look at all these majors. What can you say? Okay, now we have 5 cards. That's easier. No positions, no question. Feed it to me. What can you say about who this person is and how this person is in this moment? What can you affirm for this person? Go ahead, chat it in. I'll give you a minute. Oh, Martha, I've had trouble feeling comfortable in my own skin forever, I think. My job hasn't helped, I know. I understand. But although your job hasn't helped, your connection to higher power can. Like separating those two things could be helpful, I think. Hey, Robin Renee, nice to see you over on Instagram. Okay, excuse me. So we have got the Sun reversed, the World, the Three of Wands reversed, the Hanged Man reversed, and the Page of Swords. We're looking for who is this person? How is this person? Christine Nally, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Who is this person? How is this person? We've got Three of Wands reversed, the World, the Sun reversed, the Page of Swords, and the Hanged Man reversed. Who is this person? How is this person? What can you say about this person and how they are doing? I understand, Barbie. I understand, and I'll read the cards no matter what. I understand. Three of Wands reversed, the World, the Sun reversed, the Hanged Man reversed, the Page of Swords. Who are they? And how are they? I'll tell you some things I see here. Okay. Christine, we're not doing any readings tonight. This is a class. This is a workshop in tarot affirmations. Please stick around and learn a bit about tarot and how tarot can work with affirmations. All right. So let me share some thoughts. And once again, what do we know about this person? 25-year-old cisgender woman, no question, no positions. These are the cards. Who are they and how are they? I'm going to say that at least right now, they very much want to be in control of their lives. That's how they are. They are very much trying to control their lives, but they are unsure about where they're going. But they're thinking expansively. They're smart. They're capable. They are not entirely happy, and they are somewhat unsure. Can you see that? Do you see the intelligence? Do you see the desire for control? Do you see the expansive thinking? Do you see the maybe not yet happy? Do you see these things? And do you see how, if you were reading for this person, to affirm their intelligence would be good for them? To affirm their intelligence would be good for them, right? Michelle, that makes sense. Okay, Barbie, here we go. We know it's a youthful person, a thirst for knowledge, good. Someone who's still figuring out their path in life, but they have so many options and wisdom within them. Great affirmation. That is perfect. Perfect. Peggy Lou, cisgender is not trans or non-binary. Like you identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth. So I am cisgender. I was born female, always been female. I know I'm female. I feel like a female. I'm cisgender. Okay. So, medium that rocks. This person's world has been turned upside down, and they tend to rush into decisions. Okay, good. All right. Right. So, when we do a tarot reading, one of the first things we're looking for is our ability, whether we're reading for ourselves or reading for someone else, it is our ability to affirm who they are and what's going on for them. That's what we're doing. You know, everything in a tarot reading is an affirmation in a way. So now I'm going to take this away. Okay. And we're going to do the Seven Sisters. So this is we're going to read for that same person. So 25-year-old cisgender woman. And we're going to do a Seven Sisters spread. So you can learn a spread here. And if you want to go ahead and write it down as I say it, I'll say it as I do it, and I'll say it a couple of times. Robin Renee, show me the control card. The control card in that picture was the Hanged Man reversed. Hanged Man says you're out of control, but if it's reversed, you're trying to control the situation. That's where the control comes from. Does that make sense? Okay. So in the past, Two of Wands. In the present, Page of Wands reversed. In the future, Magician. Who this person is at this current time. Significator, the 10 of Cups. A person or energy close to this person. The Queen of Cups. Challenge or obstacle, 9 of Wands. Final outcome, King of Wands. I'll say that one more time, and you're learning a tarot spread as we go. All right. Again, no question to start. 25-year-old cisgender woman. In the past, Two of Wands. At present, Page of Wands reversed. Future, Magician. Significator, who we are at this current time, 10 of Cups. Person or energy close to this person, Queen of Cups. Challenge or obstacle, 9 of Wands. Final outcome, King of Wands. Wendy has noticed we are overrun with freaking wands. So, to start with some affirmation, that affirmation could have to do with a card, or it could have to do with those wands, for example. What's here broadly on the table, the distribution. Like, for instance, in what we were doing before, there were so many major arcana cards, you could affirm this is a very important time in your life, right? That works. So what can you affirm about this person from these cards? What can you affirm about this person and what they're dealing with from these cards? And I think it's interesting because we're going to start to talk about, we started out talking about affirmation versus manifestation and prayer, magic, and manifestation. And we're going to move this into tarot magic and recognizing that every tarot spread is an opportunity for magic, and affirmation is part of that as well. Barbie Bird, well done. Ideas and creativity for this girl. This girl is a haver of wonderful ideas and is very creative. And you can imagine at the table, if that's the first thing you say to someone, you know, I can see that you have a lot of wonderful ideas and that you're very creative. You know, everyone has imposter syndrome. So we all need to hear what is true about us. Barbie, she has a lot of love around her, agreed, and a very loving person. So giving these people these affirmations, or if we're doing this reading for ourselves, it's such a positive way to work with the cards. And from a professional perspective, it allows your client to feel really seen. And it helps cast away their imposter syndrome, which we all have. All right. So what else can you come from this? What else can you get from this? I'm going to say that at present, we may have a question about direction, which interestingly, if we're reading for the same imaginary person, that person, we discovered that in the last reading. So we may have a question about direction. You may be unsure about where you're going, but I can tell you, and we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about your strategies and your plans, but I can tell you that where you're going is somewhere good. I can tell you that where you're going is somewhere good. Okay, Barbie, she may be feeling wary, 9 of Wands. Yep. But she perseveres and will find happiness through her passion. Sure. Yeah, the Page of Reverse for the present, Betty, that's where I was like, maybe unsure about where we're going and what we're doing. And like my guess is we're going to be making a decision about schooling. Because look, we have a reversed page in the present and then the Magician in the near future. So I would wonder if there's something true about like we're going to be going to school. Ness, I see you saying, but if the wands were reversed, what did I miss here? What did I miss? Barbie Bird, I get this girl. She's young and she has so many ideas. It's like, which way should she go? She's got to follow her thoughts and desires and she can manifest anything. Does reverse always show the person's question? No. But a reversal, like a reversed page, we're going to say like, okay, so if page is education, reversed, maybe we're not educating right now, but Magician can be educating. So that's where I was going with that. But no, I would not broadly say that a reversal will always show a question. It is interesting, though, that the one reversal is the card of the present. Ness, I'm not sure. You're saying something. But I'm not sure what you're saying. Right. It's the only one, and it's in the present. And I was specifically connecting page as education with Magician as education. Right? Because in that Venn diagram, that's what that. Oh, got you. So what Ness is talking about is like how different this reading would be if these cards were reversed. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, my question is, like, would we say that she's focused on romance? Like, I would say she's definitely looking at her own happiness. And I would wonder what's true romantically. But her challenge or obstacle, like, I would say that right now, she is probably feeling very overwrought, because of that. So if we were to do some magic here, we could do a magic of affirming her ability to know her own mind, affirming her ability to find her way forward. Oh, I see where you're going, Ness. You're saying the cards that came up are more on the positive side, but if the positive positions were reversed, it would be a less positive reading, for sure. And so when we talk about like what we're affirming for someone, if the reading does not seem overly positive, we're affirming their suffering, really. And people like that as well. People like to have their suffering affirmed because they feel seen. Likely not feeling supported presently by family and friends if those cards were reversed. I would agree. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now, what I'd like you to take away from this, when you are reading for yourself or others, I would like you to take away the idea that part of what you're doing is affirming things. And now we're going to show you how you can do the magic of affirmation as well. Betty, what about that king as outcome? I really saw that. I mean, it could be a good romantic outcome for sure, but I saw it as her really manifesting everything she wants to manifest, because the King of Wands is pretty awesome, right? And if she starts out as the Page of Wands reversed, like not being really sure, but then ends up as the king, we're doing great, right? That's how I saw it. How did you see it? Right. Recognizing sorrow is empowering, and then we can look at what to do to fix it. All right, so let's talk first about when we go to the cards to do tarot magic, let's say that you, and let's do magic for the village. Let's do magic for our entire tarot village here, our digital village. All the things that we all would want. I'm going to say we want that. 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 We want that. And we want that. We want that. Okay, there's one more thing I think we probably want. Give me a second. I mean, we could want the whole deck, but for the purposes of what we're doing here. Okay. Okay. So if we were to be doing magic, which we are about to do, for this entire group, and this is our altar. Oh my gosh, Barbie, I get the girl because I think I am her. I pulled cards for me and they are so similar. Hey, makes sense. Okay, so we're doing magic. So imagine you're doing magic for yourself or someone. You've come up with the cards that you want. You've got your altar. Maybe you've got a candle. Maybe you've got some flowers. Let's put some pretty things on the altar. Okay, pretty things on the altar. Good, 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 good. And I do this and I do it aloud. This is how I do tarot affirmations. Right, you're not 25. Got it, got it. This is how I do tarot affirmations for magic, and it works, and I'd like to see you do it too. For our digital village, I use the 9 of Pentacles that we may all feel secure in ourselves, that we may have the resources that we need of health, home, money, food, time, and respect. I place Temperance, that everyone in our village may have access to our creativity, to our ability to make things happen and to solve problems. With the 9 of Cups, I bring to each of us our ability to have our wishes come true. With the Emperor, I bring to each of us stable communities and good governance. With Justice, I bring to all of us balance and fair treatment. With the Chariot, I bring to all of us forward motion and the ability to move forward in accordance with our own will. With the 3 of Cups, I bring happiness and friendship and the support of community. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I bring good luck to us all. So mote it be. Do you see how speaking my intention for each card aloud brings power to the magic? Do you see that? What do you think about that? Let me know. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Caroline, so mote it be. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So this is something you can do for yourself with one card or many. You can do it if you've done a reading and there is a card in the reading that's operative. Put the rest of the cards away and do the magic with that card. Right, it's powerful. And so this is a way to use affirmation in magic with our cards. So mote it be. All right. All right. Perfect. So we've learned some techniques here. Now, what about, I may need a deck purely for altar magic. Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay, so suppose, let's go back here. Suppose you are doing a reading for somebody. Doesn't matter who they are. And let's do that Seven Sisters again. In the past, Four of Pentacles. In the present, King of Wands. In the future, Nine of Wands. Significator, the Magician. Person or energy close to you, Three of Wands. Challenge or obstacle, Six of Pentacles. Final outcome, Six of Pentacles reversed. Final outcome, Three of Swords reversed. Okay, Betty, how would you make the Five of Swords positive? The Five of Swords, if I'm using it upright, I am empowered to fight for what I need and win. I am ready for that battle and I'm going to win it. I will triumph magnificently over my enemies. Absolutely. Seven of Swords, yes, I will be strategic. I will discern what is true and what is not true. Absolutely. So now, let's go back to our Seven Sisters. I'll read it to you again. We don't know who this person is. We don't know anything about them. In the past, Four of Pentacles. Present, King of Wands. Near future, Nine of Pentacles. Magician is the significator. Person and energy close, Three of Wands. Challenge or obstacle, Six of Pentacles reversed. Final outcome, Three of Swords reversed. Oh, that's good, Barbie. I think a positive affirmation for the Five of Swords could also be, I love this, I am able to overcome challenges and embrace change. Perfect. All right. So my question is, you're doing this reading for someone and you want to end it with a magical affirmation. Let's look at how you might do this, okay? I'm going to do this reading. Barbie Bird, I pulled the Seven of Swords for myself for career, so I'm taking that interpretation. Well, here you go, Barbie. Seven of Swords for career. I affirm that you will get rid of your imposter syndrome and trust yourself to do a great job. How about that? Hey, Michelle F., take care. Be good. Thank you. Okay. Oh, this deck's name. Yeah, this is Universal Celtic Tarot. Yeah. Okay, so what would I say for this person? You have not always received everything that you need or deserve, but you are really doing a great job right now. You are a strong leader. You're creative. You're doing well. Right now, you are initiating things. You are communicating. You are using your energy. And there are many ways you are succeeding. And as you go forward to the future, you will find that you are healing. But what will you be healing from? The future is not going to be as easy as we would like immediately. But the problem, it would seem, is in the Six of Pentacles reversed, in that position of problem or obstacle. It seems like in the near future, you may not have the support or the resources that you're going to need. So let's do a reading to see what you need to do to cultivate those resources, because we can see that you can do a lot with a little, right? You know how to do that. So that would be where I would take the reading. But where I would take the magic is in the Six of Pentacles reversed. And what I would affirm for this person is you will be able to find the people and the organizations and the resources that you need and you will be able to get the help that you need when you need it to go forward, to achieve your goals. That's what I would do with that. Does that make sense? All right. So what have we done so far today? Hey, Anna, good to see you over on Instagram. What have we done? We have learned that we have learned that affirmation is both psychological and magical. We have learned that affirmation can help us feel better about ourselves, can help us set goals, and can help us move energy and bring energy in. We have learned that we can use tarot for affirmation, that we can do a single card pull to find an affirmation, that when we read for ourselves and others, affirming who and how a person is and how a person is feeling is very helpful, and that we can use affirmation in tarot magic. All right, Peggy Lou, with the Magician as significator, you have the power to shine and conquer past or future obstacles. Absolutely. Oh, Barbie Bird, this is so, and I have the power to shape my reality into exactly what I desire using So Smart. There it is. Excuse me. This is so smart. I have the power to shape my reality into exactly what I desire using the Magician for magic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. And there are plans to rewatch and take notes. I appreciate that. So we are in our last few minutes. Questions, comments, thoughts, ideas. How might you use this in your own practice? And what questions does this bring up for you? Now, I will go back to the beginning when we talk about manifestation and affirmation, and I told you about my my little sign that said I experience perfect radiant health, but in fact, it was like covered in nicotine because I'd smoke. And so, you know, you got to walk the walk. You got to walk the walk. Wendy, this is so encouraging to the client, right? Right? And that's the whole thing. And when we do it in our own personal practice, it's encouraging to us. Because at the end of the day, these are tools to encourage us. That's exactly right. Betty, gosh, I again learned so much. Thank you. Well, thank you. The next time we gather for a class, it's going to be Eric Arcadian teaching me the runes. So that should be very interesting. We should all learn a lot. Wendy, every time I get the privilege to learn from you, I get so much. Thank you so much. It is so much fun to play with these ideas. Never, ever, ever, ever would I have thought to teach a class on tarot affirmations. You suggested it, and I'm like, okay, what are we going to do with that? This is what we did with it. And I hope you found it as interesting as I did. And I didn't realize this, but this is my practice. This is something I do every freaking day at the tarot table. And sometimes I will even say to a client, I just need you to know this. I need you to know this. And it's something, it'll be something about who they are. I need you to know you have the strength to do this. I need you to know you have grown so much. You know, to be able to affirm these things for people is super powerful. And it's equally powerful when we affirm them for ourselves. Today, we've learned lots of ways to do that for ourselves and others with tarot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Right? Tarot is infinite. It certainly is. Thank you very much for being here. Special shout out and thanks to the members and the moderators. We really appreciate you. Please do like the video wherever you are watching. Please do watch the replay and leave a comment. And I appreciate all of you so much. Wendy always wanted to learn runes. Well, you're going to have your chance to learn right alongside with me. All right, my friends, I appreciate you so much. Tomorrow is newsletter day. I'm going to do my best to try to come on and actually do a newsletter recap. So read it when you get it. I don't know what time I'll be able to do that, but I'm going to do my best. And I appreciate all of you so very much. The medium that rocks says you rock, but you're the medium that rocks, so we know it's you. 'Tis you who rock. You know that. My friends, I appreciate all of you so much. Take good care. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great night.